Are you gonna tell me your name, Doe Eyes?
I gotta go. I'm sorry. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Sleepybug. If you are new here, it is nice to meet you, cutie pie. And if you are returning, I missed you, sleepyhead. And welcome to the hub of all things oh so cozy, oh so sleepy, and oh so sweet. Today I got a treat. Today I have a treat. I have been putting off my Dear Hatchet Man since I started this channel because baby boy Alan is too powerful. He's too powerful. He's too cute. I don't know what y'all want me to do with him. He's like a little chocolate nib. He's yummy. Anyway, My Dear Hatchet Man is a visual novel that explores a woman going through the forest alone and where she meets with a stranger who we aren't sure about his intentions, but we want the benefit of the doubt anyway. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's do it. I'm actually really excited. What is your name? My name is Sleepy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sleepy. Your gender? We'll do female. Ooh, custom. Hold on. What is custom? Please type in your custom pronouns. Oh, I love that. Female. Is this okay? Yes. I tend to run away from my problems. That's how I ended up here in the first place. Not Doomsbury. Doomsbury, located in Massachusetts, with a small population of 30,000 people or so. Oh no, everybody knows everybody. It's known for being a college town where most young adults have taken over the streets and businesses. It's got a rich history, from cryptids to devil-worshipping cults. Now I need to look this up for real. If you were a gang of crime-solving teens, you'd have your work cut out for you. I think But the townspeople revel in the mystery, urban legends, and strange folklore. Considering how quiet the town was usually, anything that was a break from the monotony gained notoriety. Many people, especially families, would come and dump their kids for summer and spring break. You know, a boomer's worst nightmare. I dug my claws into the sleeping bag. Claws? Attending Doomsbury University. For the past few months of my fall semester, to settle, I fell into a routine. Eat, sleep, study, repeat. At first, I was excited to come from the next town over. Receiving that acceptance letter was the best thing that happened to me. I was handed a new life, one way more different than who I was. I wanted it more than anything. So once the chance was given to me, I took it, hook, line, and sinker. I was doing fine for a while, but it was hard to make friends. I was isolated. The only times I left my house was to grab a slice of pizza or for some coffee from the cafe. I sort of trapped myself in this cycle. Sometimes I wouldn't bother to eat and slug down sleeping pills. Oh no. To say this move wasn't going smoothly would be an understatement of the century. Oh, it's not like I hate it here. Maybe I was just doomed to be miserable no matter where I went. I mean, I'm much happier here than where I used to be. That's not saying much, though. Oh. I wander into the woods, thinking that maybe a walk could wear me out and I could catch up on some sleep. There was nothing fun about laying on my bed, disassociating until I passed out. So I decided to leave my cave for some late night snacks from the local convenience store. Another staple of Doomsbury is the mystical and expansive forest that surrounds it. Wood trails that could take you to the many businesses and homes. All the natives knew the trails like the back of their hands, and I was so sure I did too. I was pretty familiar with the usual paths on my walks, staring at the same fucked up sidewalks or kicking the occasional pebble along the dirt paths. Walking didn't take much of my time, though I wish it did. I wouldn't say I'm much of a nature lover, but the woods do look nice, especially during golden hour. Tonight, I decided to take a different path. That's never a good idea. I wanted to see what the woods could bring me. A shortcut or maybe an epiphany, you could say. Maybe I could find a cool-looking stick from the ground and pretend it's a sword. I'll admit, it doesn't sound like much, but given the circumstances, I have to work with what I got. It was starting to get colder. I could tell the numbness nipping at my fingertips. I jammed my hands into the pockets of my pants, trying to get some feeling in them. Wait a minute. Where exactly am I? God damn it. Well, this is just perfect. I'm all alone in the woods, with no service, no sense of direction, and it's dark out. That's what I get for being an adventurous. I'm an idiot. This is why we don't venture into the woods. This is why. Ooh, child. My eyes scanned around through the thick foliage of the trees. How long was I walking for? I couldn't have walked that far out, but it was too little too late for that now. The soles of my feet were aching. Begrudgingly, I sat on a large rock as a sort of makeshift seat to relax and collect my thoughts before I had a mental breakdown. I sigh, slightly grimacing from the cold, hard surface of the rock. I dropped my plastic bag of goodies onto the grass, my warm face crinkling from the frigid breeze. I don't know what to do. I can't believe I'm lost out here. That if I died, it could be weeks before my body was found. Oh no! That is a valid fear. Valid. You're adding things to my list that I don't need. I sniffle, wiping away the small tears forming in the corner of my eyes. At least I have my snacks. Girl, you better ration. My hand reaches down to rummage the bottom of the bag, feeling around for what I could get my hands on. I feel something wrapped in plastic and pull it out. I grab an off-brand, healthy granola bar that was coated in chocolate and some caramel drizzle. Not exactly the most exciting choice, but fuck it. I need something to chew on. Anxiety eating. I struggled with the wrapping. It was getting in between me and my pseudo-healthy crunchy bar. The deafening silence was disturbed by what seemed like the sound of a twig snapping. Jump or freeze in place. Knowing me, I freeze and I look around. I'm like, what was that? My eyes frantically dart around looking for an exit. I want to run far away from whatever was approaching. Calm down, Sleepy. Maybe it was just an animal. Or maybe not. Fuck, I'm not ready to die. I gawk at a pair of glowing, predatorial eyes emerging from the floor of the forest. My heart was racing and I could feel my blood running cold. I think he was getting closer to me. Attack or scream? I'm fight. I'm fight, not flight. I'm freeze then fight. You stay the heck away from me. I look around for anything to use as a weapon. I regret tossing that cool stick aside while I was on my way back. Wait, my snacks. You guys served well, dear snacks. I grabbed my plastic bag. While not weighted in the slightest, I could throw a snack or two to make him at least mildly annoyed. I also pointed my granola bar at him, like some kind of sword. Not exactly the most threatening sight. If you're gonna try to kill me, you're gonna work for it, and you better hope I don't turn the tables.
How cute.
Oh, he's voiced. It's not good. It's not good for me. This isn't good for me. This isn't good for me at all. And we all know this. Oh, what a cutie pie. Okay, so I've always tried to stay away from my Dear Hatchet Man because I wanted to play it. So I would, even when I saw art of him, I'd be like, he's so cute. Okay. We should be scared. We're in the woods. People do suspicious things in the woods. I couldn't make out his features well, but his hair stuck every which way out of his head, and he appeared to be holding something. A hatchet. Okay. Something wrong with you? You look like you've seen a ghost. This guy seemed oblivious to the situation at play here. I was so stunned I couldn't even speak. My eyes were too focused on the hatchet he had resting across his shoulder. Just so casual-like. The guy tilts his head to the side, confused by my uneasiness. Oh, this? He held one of his hands up before letting the hatchet slip from his fingers onto the patch of grass beneath him, moving slowly to emphasize that he was harmless. He did all of this while putting up a friendly smile. Take it easy. I'm not gonna hurt you. Are you lost? Oh yeah? What makes you think I can trust some guy with an axe in the middle of the forest like it's nothing? The stranger only replied to my question with a smile. It was only making me more nervous. Well, answer me. It's a hatchet. Huh? It's a hatchet? Not an axe. Oh no, he's snarky a little bit. I like that. I blink at him. Was he mocking me? I like him. Is this all just one big joke at me for him to laugh at? He was acting way too casual and didn't try to pull anything once. Was I overreacting? I didn't put down any of my defenses though, as I continued to eye him suspiciously. Are you gonna answer my question now? He continued to have that small, almost innocent smile plastered on his face. It annoyed you? It kind of charmed. It was the sass that got me, everybody. We already know. We know her sleepy. We know her. It was the sass. Slowly, but still cautiously, I lowered my guard. However, my eyes stayed glued to him, waiting for the moment he may do something unexpected. Answer mine first. He let out a chuckle at my response. I noticed his movements weren't threatening and seemed to be casual. All right, I'll comply. He put his arms up, almost like he was trying to surrender and play off the interrogation. Would you rather be stuck in the woods then? No. No, me and MC, we're here. I don't want to be stuck in the woods. Please get me out. Then you should trust me. Easier said than done. He placed a hand over his mouth, trying to hold back a chuckle at my snarky remark.
Well...
You got me there. But do you know how to navigate your way back? Do you? Yeah, he does. There was a small beat of silence before he raised his hand. He was wearing brown, fingerless gloves. I know these woods like the back of my hand. You learn a thing or two when you live out here. I'll even walk in front of you, so you don't feel all antsy. I took a few seconds to think over his offer. I didn't exactly want to be stuck here forever until my body got discovered by a search party or eaten by vultures. Whoever this guy was, he was the best choice I had for now. Fine, lead the way. He smiled at me, reaching down to the ground and picking up his sturdy hatchet, perfectly sticking out from the soft tufts of grass. He swung the tool back on his shoulder. If I catch you doing anything remotely suspicious, I'll start swinging. Swinging what? I heard you loud and clear. I like Alan. This isn't good. I like Alan. He offered me his hand. I could barely make out the callousness in a few scratches from his hand. I was still a bit hesitant, but I took it anyway.
Let's go.
Let's get going and get you somewhere safer. His grip was surprisingly strong. It's always the crazy ones. It's always the crazy cute ones that have a strong grip for no reason. But that also means you might have a strong grip for no reason. I'm just saying. The trees were becoming less dense the more we walked together, with the light of the moon guiding us through the foliage. Now and again, he would give me small glances, and in return, I got a better glimpse of his features. Particularly, his eyes were the most noticeable. Both of them are different colors. Oh, he has heterochromia? Heterochromia? I couldn't help but stare at them like I had spotted a rare creature in the wild. I don't think I've seen you before. Are you new around by any chance? I was a bit caught off by surprise, not expecting him to bring up a conversation. I just realized that I had been looking up at him without saying a word. Well, I moved from the next town over not too long ago. He perked up with interest. What made you decide to stay in good old DOOMSBURY? I merely shrug at him. I had lots of reasons for staying here. I doubt this guy wants to hear about my problems. And to be frank, he was a near-perfect stranger. I won't spill my guts, but I'll tell him something. Wanted to get out of my bubble, to put it simply. DOOMSBURY University seemed like the best school for me. And how is that going for you? Oh, you know. Perfect. Fine. Super.
Oh, that bad, huh?
He seems like the type that you get really attached to really easily. And he'll start crying because you're so comforted by like his presence. You'd be like, I just decided that I didn't want to do this anymore, but I'm still doing it. And like, you're just giving him your whole life story. I cringed. So much for being vague and mysterious. Me. I can't do it. I'm like, hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Sleepybug. Did you know that I'm 5'3" and that I love watermelon and that I like to go swimming and the sun is my best friend and sometimes I go outside and sunbathe and I just kind of let it seep into me and then go into like... When I was 3 years old, I choked on a Mento because I stole it from the shopping cart. I stole it from the shopping area and my mom had to give me the Heimlich in the middle of Tops. The guy chuckled more under his breath as he continued to guide me through the trees and bushes. We both stayed silent, occasionally shattering the silence with small talk. You could tell I was uneasy around him. He seemed a bit sullen, like he'd been looking forward to talking with me. All right, Alan. All right. My short responses and constant fidgeting told him that I was still on my guard. Not that he blamed me. He was sure he'd be cautious of some dude with a hatchet too. As we continued our trek, the tension we had before slowly dissipated, and I stopped being afraid of my own shadow. With time, the unkempt dirt path of the woods merged with the edges of the sidewalk, a sign of civilization. What a relief. I could practically kiss the ground right now. Looks like we finally made it. Oh my god, thank you! Jeez, I owe you one! I finally let go of his hand, stuffing mine into my pockets. And don't mention it, it wasn't an issue at all. I turned over to him, scratching the back of my neck and feeling the chills of the cold air tickling my skin. Listen, you didn't murder me, and that's all I could ask for. I should at least return the favor? The guy didn't even give it a thought, as he grinned ear to ear. Tomorrow, meet me back in the woods and we could get some more snacks from that place. I didn't mean for that to sound so suggestive, I'm sorry. He pointed at my plastic bag. Oh, sure it wasn't until I looked down at it and saw a decently sized hole had torn its way. Only a few of my stacks have survived. It must have ripped along the way. That would have had me on my knees, crying. I groaned. Are you kidding me? That was my dinner. I'll get you more stuff tomorrow. Deal? I looked at him with sad, tired eyes. He gave me a sympathetic smile. For some reason, I trusted him. I didn't know how else I could explain it. Deal. And thanks again. I'll see you around then? He continued to stand in his place while I turned my back from the woods, walking into my neighborhood once more. Stopping at the front door, I gave him one last wave. I couldn't tell from the distance, but he seemed to wave back. See, this is how I end up kidnapped. This is how I end up kidnapped, because I would have been like, oh, we're friends now. He's really nice. I'm like, wow, they were really nice. That is my friend. He's not doing weird things like standing in front of my house longer than he needs to after he gets me home. We're friends now. Anywho, I'm so tired. Oh my goodness. Look! Oh wait, I need to move. In the corner, there's Bill. And then there's my little twink son. Oh my god, what is my twink son's name? Oh my god! It's not Alucard. I just have Alucard brain rot right now. Anywho, exhausted, I immediately throw myself on my bed, tossing the plastic bag on the floor. Finally, I can get some rest. God, my feet are already aching. How long did I walk? It seems incredibly late. My eyes, they feel heavy. Whoever that guy was, God bless him. Wait, I didn't get his name. I'll ask him tomorrow. I like the box that said, do not look. I feel heavy, like I can't get up. I don't need this negativity in my life. Something is on top of me. Yep. Yep. Okay. Something's on top of me. Yep. Okay. Huh? Oh God. How long did I sleep? I must have passed out and slept like a rock. Last night. Oh yeah. I got lost in the woods. Met a strange dude after he scared the living daylights out of me, and he promised to give me some snacks for today. I feel some mix of comforting jitters sinking in. It hasn't been long since I moved in, and I wasn't exactly rubbing shoulders with my neighbors, but I still talk to them. I never heard them mention anything about a man living in the forest. If they knew, they would have given me a heads up, and I probably would have reacted differently. Right? Was I overthinking this? Probably. I should probably check my phone. I held the button on the side, tapping my foot as I waited for it to light up. My home screen brightens as the notifications trickle onto it. An unknown number. Hey, sorry to bother you. What chapter are we studying for Prof. McCroy? This is Erica, by the way. Erica. Yeah, she's part of my English class. I think we exchanged phone numbers because our professor recommended it. Initially, I didn't plan to ask for anyone's number, especially since I didn't know anyone in the class. I barely even talked to them other than occasionally asking someone for a pencil. Erica was the one to approach me first. She wasn't talkative either, only answering questions sometimes and gave snarky remarks on a whim. Mood. That's me. It's me in school. I didn't know much about her, other than she'd be a constant center of attention with her outfits. Yes! She had this keen sense for fashion, and she would constantly amaze me with how she would walk into class. She'd breeze in effortlessly like a runway model. Some outfits were her projects for her fashion design class. Others were her simply wanting to look good on that day. We love Erica, hold on. It was pretty surprising to find out that she was majoring in interior design. She'd be the chicest interior designer, that's for sure. Erica seemed like she had her shit together, from what I could glean from the few times I spoke to her. Chapter 4. I send the text and proceed to let out a groan while dragging myself up from my bed. I would much rather sleep the day away, but I was promised snacks. It's been the first time in a while that I've been motivated to do something other than rot in my room. Damn. That's kind of sad. Thanks. Oh, she's so cute. I chuckled at her response. That was kind of cute. I'm kind of scared that me and this MC are a little too similar. It's a little concerning. Not the to-do list. Sleep, cry. Before I go out, I need to refuel for the day. I reach out to the fridge, pulling with a bit of force thanks to how janky the handle had become over time. I should get that thing looked at. Everything around the house needed some touch-ups though. Maybe I shouldn't have turned down the idea of having a roommate. But I do enjoy my privacy a lot, and I wasn't keen on losing that anytime soon. Facts. I had a private dorm. The cool air of the fridge nicked the tip of my nose as my eyes searched for food. It was practically empty. Slice of leftover toaster waffles! Quick and easy. I'm craving something sweet too. Whatever, I don't need your judgment. Now, where did I leave that bottle of syrup? Day 1. Oh no! If you go down... What does it say? If you go down in the woods today... I don't know what that said. What did it say? Something about going... Oh my god, okay. Alright. We're still sticking to sleepy bug impulse. I squeezed my eyes shut, feeling attacked by the blinding glow of the sun. It's too bright today. I walked to the other side of the road, frisking the overgrown forest again. I stuffed my phone in my pocket. It wouldn't be of any use since my service couldn't reach in the middle of the woods. I walked through my familiar path, trying to remember where exactly the guy wanted to meet. He was pretty vague on the details, telling me to simply meet him in the woods. What if he's like a wood god or something, like the god of the woods? Not gonna lie, it just hit me how sketchy that sounded. I fell into a daze, walking until everything around me looked strange. Well, that didn't take long. I guess I just have to sit back and wait for him to find me.
Oh, you actually came.
Heck yeah, I came. You're a cutie pie. You asked me on a date, so I came. I heard his voice again. It sounded almost in disbelief. I turned around to face him. His eyes were wide, but a smile slowly forms. He seemed happy to see me. I like him. Y'all, this isn't good. He's cute. I like him. He got the energy. He has the energy that I adore. You thought I was gonna ditch you or something? Oh, well, maybe. He laughs nervously under his breath, scratching the back of his neck. Like I said, I owe you one and I want my snacks. I can't turn down an offer like that. I got a chuckle out of him, easing him more and more into the conversation. It soon subsides again into an awkward silence. I shift my eyes around, trying to think of what to say next. Oh, I didn't catch your name, stranger. I didn't throw it. Oh no, he's a meme lord! Oh god! This isn't good! This isn't good! You know what I like more than broody men? Himbos! Crazy himbos! Oh god, ow, my ear! I'm all types of disheveled. Oh my god. I didn't throw it. Oh my god. I can't believe you just said that. You're way too young to be making uncle jokes. I couldn't resist. He flashes a smile at me, one that was way too proud of himself for that line. It's Alan. Alan? Yep. Alan Orion Constance I Vitmot III. Is that really your full name? Because I squint my eyes. I'm telling you, me and this MC is the same. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. My immediate reaction was like, I don't like this. No, it's just Alan Orion. Oh, Orion like the constellation? Or is Orion Orion's belt? Orion's belt. Wow, you're already lying to me. I can't believe you, Alan. I shot back at him in a snarky tone. Alan proceeds to place his arm behind his back, flashing a rather sharp teeth.
Are you gonna tell me your name, Doe Eyes?
I gotta go. I'm sorry. This isn't good. I'm not. It's over for me. Don't do that. Not doe eyes. Not doe eyes. Oh my god. What am I gonna... We're fine. We are grown. We're grown women. We are grown. We're grown. He leans in, not too close for comfort, but enough that I could take a good look at his features. He has scars on both sides of his cheeks. They were small, and one looked like an X on his face. He's gonna have a tragic backstory, and then I'm really gonna like him. His shaggy hair had bleached tips that's... Oh no, I didn't even notice! Oh my god, how cute! His shaggy hair had bleached tips on some ends. Then my eyes fall onto his, staring directly at me like some new creature he discovered. Both of them are in a different color. I couldn't help but feel a chill run down my spine. It seemed creepy, but also... familiar. I was staring at him again. Oh, Sleepy. Pleasure to meet you, Sleepy. Ellen's hand reaches out to shake mine, and I gladly take it. So, about those snacks? I grinned mischievously as soon as he brought up the topic of snacks. That's exactly what I was here for. Oh right, we should get some. There's this convenience store the food box, right? I can go there from time to time. And I would assume you know your way out of the woods, right? Hopefully. Alan chuckles, sensing my anxiety about being able to get out of the forest. You seem to get lost easily, huh? What would you do without me, doe eyes? This isn't good. 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 He makes you wanna... Stop. Okay. He keeps calling me that even after I told him my name. Nah, I like it. Sleepy, please, for the love of God. My face turns red. My eyes shift around and I begin to laugh. I was merely trying to brush off his comment. Come to think of it, I did find him to be cute. He's so stinking cute. There was a beat of silence.
All right.
I'll lead the way. Cool. We both walked together, or more like I followed wherever Alan walked. On occasion, he would stop and mutter to himself under his breath. I could have sworn I heard him counting the trees, pointing at them before smiling at me and beginning to walk again. It made me curious about just how he seemed to know where we were. Despite how far we walked, it all looked the same to me. It was starting to scramble my brain. So what's your whole... thing here? Huh? I mean, I'm assuming you live on your own out here, not anywhere in town. It's none of my business, but how come no one has ever told me about you? Alan looks up at the sky, giving some thought to my question as his arms droop side to side as he walks. He didn't appear to be slowing down. I guess no one really acknowledges me or knows that I live here. Everyone here kind of keeps to themselves, which I appreciate. Wait, do you not have any friends? Alan shook his head. Nope. The most faces I've seen are when I visit the store to restock on food. Family? There was a small pause, but Alan didn't stop walking. Left them a long time ago. Oh. Don't know. I figured that I'd live better by myself. Nobody bothers me, and I don't bother them. So, you're a hermit? He chuckled, scratching his cheek. You could say that. I nodded, understanding Alan in a way, not wanting to interact with others, living peacefully out in the woods, and then a funny thought came to my mind. But you do realize that you're talking to me and joining in on a snack quest, right? Not very hermit-like. Did I break your 0 human interaction record? Alan's eyes latch on to me, his lips tugging a smile. I guess you did. I don't mind you being my first. He's a little... Are those workers okay? Are they okay? It didn't take us long to get to the convenience store. I didn't think I minded the distance. Didn't know a conversation with someone I knew for less than 24 hours could be so distracting. The obnoxiously bright lights of the store pulls me out of my trance. There was a couple of people in the store, mostly older men getting cases of beer, students getting a quick lunch. A worker mutters, "Welcome," as we walk in, not bothering to look up from their phone. "Well, pick anything you want. It's on me." I perked up as soon as he said that, my eyes scanning around every corner of the store, wondering what I could get. Ooh, ice cream. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't even look at the other options. It's fine. I reached into the cold freezer, grabbing myself whatever seemed most appealing. Peach mochi ice cream. Alan flashes me a cheeky smile. He seemed giddy that we got the same thing. He likes ice cream. That's cute. Come on. Hold my hand. You my man now. We're friends. I looked back and saw that Alan was also scavenging around for snacks. Both of us smiling brightly like children running amok the aisles, not even bothering to get a basket for our collection. That's really cute. That's a cute date. Convenience store date. I love it. Alan instantly flashes a proud smile at me, holding his snack securely. "You got everything you need?" "Yeah, let's go." Alan dropped everything onto the counter to pay, only to receive an eye roll from the cashier. They seemed like they just wanted to be done with their shift, to clock out and go home. I get it. Summer blowout sale. We quickly leave the store after paying, bags filled with a bunch of goodies. "I'm already getting hungry," he mumbles out loud as I enjoy my ice cream. I expected him to reach for the bags and start rummaging through our snacks, but instead he unzips his jacket. He exposes a hoard of chocolate bars. I blink, confused. "When did you get those?" "When they weren't looking." Down with capitalism. Alan pulled a chocolate bar out of his coat, his fingers fidgeting with the plastic wrapper as he tears it open. "You stole it?" He then takes a bite, smiling proudly to himself.
Yes.
"I said it was on me." Alan, what the heck? That's just silly. It's really silly. Alan continues to munch on his chocolate, proceeding wordlessly to fish out another one. Boop. Oh my god. He playfully nudges it on the tip of my nose, tantalizing me to partake in his stolen loot. "I promise it'll taste better." I was a bit hesitant, but I did end up taking the chocolate and unwrapping it. It was just candy. What's going to be so special about it? That's what I thought until I ate it. And he was right. It does taste better. I laugh in disbelief. "Wow, you were actually right. Holy shit." "Yeah, see?" I still couldn't believe that he had stolen candy. Well, it was kind of impressive that he did it so nonchalantly and with ease. They probably didn't care. I still couldn't help but feel bad that we went out of his way to grab enough to share. Offer him a taste of your treats. Have a taste, baby. It only seems fair, right? I motioned my ice cream towards him. I was shaking it to signal Alan to indulge a bit. He tilts his head like a confused dog before getting the hint. Oh, he leans forward. I felt his hand graze against mine, pulling me a little bit closer to take a bite. His lips smacked. He takes a moment to savor the taste. Okay. I'm fine. His eye... See, I can't even read now because I'm flustered. Then his eyes gaze up at me, staring with a smirk spread on his face. One I couldn't exactly pinpoint that he was trying to say, but my heart felt like it was pounding. "You have good taste, doe eyes." Okay, Alan, you need to get on my face, sir. Alan then steps away, continuing to eat his forbidden chocolate. Hey! I call out before following him right on his tail. I think I have a crush on him. Not Martian Lake. That's cute. We kept walking for a few minutes, our bag of snacks almost empty. The only thing left was wrappers and packages. We seemed to have lost track of time as it finally began to notice the sun was about to set. It was really quiet, with only the occasional rustling of the leaves from the trees and the rush of the water growing louder. Martian Lake? I note, seeing a rather silly looking sign of an alien. during my short time here, but I never visited the lake, but it was the first thing you would see when driving here. The crystal blue water and soft sand that almost looked pink thanks to the sunset caught my eye. Why did they name it that? There was a beat of silence, and I looked over to Alan, who seemed distracted. He was hunched over the sand. He seemed to be looking for something. Oh, from what I've heard, back in the 60s, people allegedly saw an alien walking around here. In a blink of an eye, the alien ran into the woods, and it was never seen again. Was he the alien? I mean, I don't mind dating an alien. Have I dated any weird creatures yet, y'all? I mean, we got whatever Ren is. He's a glitch. Have I dated any weird aliens yet? I'm okay with it. Sounds like a typical Doomsbury legend. Do you believe the story? Alan stood up straight again, picking up a rock and observing it. He simply shrugged at my question. After living here, I believe almost anything. So you have seen some things? Gosh, you could say that. Alan tosses the stone up a couple of times in the air before flinging it across the lake. I would be so amazed. See, oh no, we're the same. My eyes follow it, and to my astonishment, the stone skips across the water with accelerating speed, never stopping. I squint my eyes the further and further it got until there was nothing more than a speck. I can't skip rocks, so when people can do it, I'm like, wow, you're so amazing. You're so amazing. And then it was gone. Alan let out a satisfied hum, and my mouth hung open in astonishment. Can you teach me how to do that? Search for a rock to throw. No, teach me. I look up at Alan with hopeful eyes. Sure thing, doe eyes. Here. Alan approaches me, picking up a random stone as he did. He examined it, turning it over in his hand. You can't just use any rock. It has to be very flat. And there's gotta be a little nudge for you to place your fingers and grab onto. Then he grabs my wrist gently, handing me the rock, and places it in the palm of my hand for me to hold. Now, before you do anything, people tend to throw it like a frisbee. Don't throw it with your wrist. Sling your whole arm. I focused, taking into consideration what Alan told me. I felt a lot more confident in this throw. I take a deep breath and toss it again. And it plops right into the water. Oh no, I did it! Yay! It was a lot slower and didn't go as far as Alan, but still. I cheer and Alan gives me a thumbs up. We walk back to my place. The sun had already set with the moon and the stars taking its place. I stretch, bending and stretching my legs after all that walking. I had fun today. Did you now? I nodded to him, approaching my doorstep and leaving Alan behind. We should do something like that again. Alan's eyes widen. He appears quiet for a moment. We should. Not his hearts! This isn't good. This isn't good. I fear that I have a crush on this cute little alien man in the woods with his hatchet. I turned my door handle, opening it slightly. See you around, Alan. Look at the little aliens on TV. Well, I'm telling you, he's an alien. We got too much alien themes going on. Much like yesterday, as soon as I entered the house, it was as if all my energy drained out of me. I didn't even bother to go upstairs to my bedroom. I fall onto my sofa, face first. Same girl. I'm just gonna sleep here. The sound of the TV slowly drowns out the sound of my breathing. Soon, every single worry I had faded away. What was that? Alan, please don't do anything crazy. I really like you. Okay. Day 2. The better to see you with? I don't know what that says. What does that say? Okay. Huh? Whoa. I could have sworn I heard the door. Holy crap. My head was pounding from the intensity. What a way to start the morning. I've got to stop waking up like this in a cold sweat. What's up with me lately? Check messages, don't bother. Yeah, we can check them. My hand scrambled to where I had left my phone. It only took a few minutes before the vibration signaled me where I was located. There you are. No new messages, not from anyone I knew in particular. Just usual social media notifications that I wouldn't be bothered to check, and a missing person alert? That's probably what violently woke me up. It gave a basic info description, but it seemed to be out of my control. I decided to ignore it. I let out a yawn as I stretched. Despite sleeping on the couch, I was more than comfortable. No soreness, no nothing. It was quite rare. Now, what to do to tackle the day? Oh, I guess I should probably eat. First things first, I need some new clothes to wear for the day. The room was practically overrun with dirty laundry. I could barely make out the shaggy carpet floor by the mass amount of sweaters, pants, and underwear. I should clean this up. But my empty stomach was winning the battle of this one. Not that I had much money, but I needed to get at least a few groceries. I don't plan on starving to death. It was a little earlier than I expected to go out. It was the earliest I'd gotten up in a while. Not since my first few days living alone. Jeez, back when I was practically glowing with ambition to start classes, ready to face any challenges head on. Until, now that is, I would either show up late or barely manage to reach my classes. Felt like a chore, like most things. Most days, I hope I don't wake up at all. Oh, I wonder who... Erica? She doesn't usually call. We mostly talk through text. It got me curious what she could possibly want to call me for. Hello, Erica?
You made it!
Sleepy? Hi. I'm not interrupting anything important, am I? I'm just on my way to get some food, but I'm fine to talk. Humph. Is there a reason you called? I was only met with silence, but I could vaguely hear Erica make some sort of noise like she was in deep thought. Eric, are you free later? I guess?
You guess.
I rolled my eyes. Reply with sass. Always. Get to the point, Erica. I've got a bagel and coffee with my name on it, and your little interrogation is not gonna stop me. I heard a short but amused sound from her. Often in class, I would play around with Erica's dry sense of humor. Strangely, I enjoyed our interactions together. Ahead of you, soldier. I just wanted to know if you wanted to study together for Professor McCroy. My roommate is off to do some arbitrary adventure, and I don't want to be cooped up here. How does that sound? I could get caught up on some things. Better than rotting in your hermit cave? I sighed. Erica was, unfortunately, sort of aware of my situation. She has this almost supernatural sixth sense about being able to read other people. You wooed me, Erica. You wooed me. I'll meet you at the park. With that, we both hung up. We still need to get groceries. Guess those are my plans for today. I continued to walk, taking the opportunity to make a mental grocery list. I could pick up the faint sound of chopping? Chopping wood. It must have been Alan. I followed the sound to where it led me, not far off from the small neighborhood of the college dorms. Even when I went into the thick wood, I could still see the houses from a distance. Occasionally the sound would deafen, but I was getting closer. Alan had to be around here somewhere. That is, if it was Alan and not some other weird guy from the woods lurking about. I snorted out through my nose from the laughable idea. It only took a few moments of walking, and I was able to spot that familiar wild man from the woods. Oh, doe eyes. What a pleasant surprise. Can't help yourself but go in the woods, eh? I'm just surprised as you are, Alan. I just followed the sound of chopping wood and I figured it was you. I could see beads of sweat falling off of Alan's temples. There were a bunch of small pieces of wood scattered around him. He dropped his hatchet on the ground and dusted himself of any remaining wood chips. Just gathering firewood. It was starting to get cold in my cabin, and I used up my last batch last night after I dropped you off. A fireplace and a cabin in the woods? Sounds like you're living the dream. Alan's hand went to the back of his neck and he laughed. Far from it, but... He took a second to pause. A huge gust of wind blew away some leaves, dancing along with the rustling of branches from the trees. A short, cold breeze hit us by surprise. It's nice most of the time. You're the type to say you're one with nature, huh? Is that really a bad thing? I get to feed the raccoons from my trash. I can't imagine what else I'd do on a Wednesday night. They're like my pets. Raccoons? Alan, that's how your face got scratched. Alan flashed me with a smile, not speaking but proceeding to point to both of his cheeks, almost as if he was showing them off proudly like badges of honor. Don't tell me.
Rocky and Horde can be quite a handful. It was all my fault, though. I was being a little pushy with them.
Not him naming the raccoons Rocky Horror, like Rocky Horror Picture Show, which are aliens. Listen, here's my theory. He's a cute little alien who came from outer space because he didn't like outer space. And then he got obsessed with us somewhere along the way. And I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with Alan being obsessed with us. I'm okay with it. You named them? I like giving them names. Oh, so there were multiple animals included. You should meet them. They're all cute little guys. I want to meet them. I want to meet them. As long as I can leave with a full set of eyes, nose, and mouth by the end of it. I'll be sure they won't even touch a single hair on that head of yours, doe eyes. I simply shook my head. The ideas of raccoons sounded cute, but I know not to mess with the wildlife. That's still really dangerous, Alan. Alan's expression seemed like that of an innocent kid who had no idea what he did was wrong. Hey, I'm still alive. Besides, you should have gotten the hint that I disregard most things. You didn't complain about living so dangerously when I stole that chocolate. Hey, don't drag me into that. You stole that chocolate. I was just a bystander who also partook in that chocolate. No! I didn't want to be an accomplice. And you're my accomplice. In the eyes of the law, that makes us both criminals. My doe. Arrest me then, officer. Nope, I am not. Arrest me, officer. I volunteer as your cellmate. That way, it will be easier to break out of prison. Alan laughed at my jailmate escapism plan. Sounds perfect. I wouldn't mind you being my partner in crime. I can pick the locks for us. He can pick locks. You know, like the locks to our front door, the locks to our windows. He has a cute, ominous face. I really like it. Of course you know how to pick locks. We continued to play around back and forth. It took nearly a solid minute for it to die down until we were left with a small, awkward silence, but smiling at each other nonetheless. They're both smitten. They're smitten. It was only then that Alan finally said something. By the way, is there any reason you came to find me? No, I just wanted to see you. Actually, I got out of my house to get some food, but I heard some chopping noises and I instinctively knew that it was you. He's just so happy. Alan's eyes stared at me. I could tell his face just brightened up. You knew? I did. I could have sworn Alan giggled to himself, his face turning red and he swayed ever so slightly. Do not get me a yearning. Man, I can't do it. I can't do yearning. I can't. I stayed for a bit longer for small talk. I'd forgotten why I was out here. Ask, make you leave. Yeah, come on. You can come to the library with us, right? He won't kill our friend, right? Are you interested in coming with me to the store? I gotta get some food so I can stock up my fridge. Why is he like this? Are we gonna steal stuff? His face grew sinister. I'm gonna guess he got excited about stealing again. Cool it, Alan. You might have swindled them by stealing candy bars, but I highly doubt you're gonna get away with scot-free with an actual piles of food. You don't know that. We're not gonna rob the store, Alan.
Boo.
I'm okay with being his conscience. It's alright, I'm alright with that. No, Alan. You can't steal the baby raccoon out of the zoo. Alan poked out his tongue at me, playfully of course. I began to walk away, leaving him in the dust. His freakishly long legs only took 2 or 3 steps to catch up to me. Jesus! How tall is he? We both walked to the convenience store. It was nothing more than just a casual hangout between us. As we entered through the doors, there was another employee eyeing us suspiciously the entire time. I wasn't sure what their deal was. I wonder if they knew about Alan's shenanigans. They were mostly keeping an eye at him, glaring him down as Alan was invested in the rotating hot dog grill. They left us alone once I paid for my food. That was weird. We got to my place, bags in hand. Quite the walk, but nothing we couldn't handle. DOOMSBURY was ideal to walk around and go to places that were easily accessible. I love that! Accessibility! I wonder what it's like to have accessible places and accessible walking and accessible public transportation. They say fall was the best time of year in this little town. I can already see some bright yellow and orange leaves cascading down from the trees before resting on the ground. It was pleasant to see the seasons change right before your eyes as time swiftly went by. Alan was right behind me. He awkwardly stood at the doorstep. His lips were pulled into a thin line as he seemed to hesitate to enter because he wasn't finally entering at night when I wasn't awake. Don't be shy, come in. I beckoned him to take the first step. It was like trying to let in a cautious stray animal, lost and confused. Alan finally stepped in, the creaky floorboards of the house releasing a soft groan under him. Alan seemed to settle himself in immediately, heading to the kitchen first before I could even tell him where it was. At least Bertia, baby. I guess he was as hungry as I was. Yeah, this place is older than the town itself, but hey, it's home for now. I don't mind. You work with what you got. I dropped the bags of food on the counter and Alan followed suit. I rummaged through, taking out the key ingredients to make breakfast. Or brunch by technicality now. I was surprised how much food I was taking out of the bags. I didn't realize my eyes were bigger than my stomach. Shopping hungry isn't really the best idea first thing in the morning, especially when you haven't eaten in a while. So, what are you in the mood for? Ooh, pancakes, breakfast burrito, eggs in the basket. Ooh, these are all good. We had waffles. We had a waffle, so I won't say waffles. I don't like breakfast burritos. Eggs in a basket. Eggs in a basket? Sounds good to me. My feet took me to the fridge, prying open the door, still struggling with the stubborn handle. I managed to do it, thankfully. I turned my back to get anything else I needed for our breakfast. I could hear some shuffling from behind me, followed by Alan positioning himself next to me. Let me help you there, Doe-Eyes. Okay. I jolted, startled by how close he was, but nodded as he settled in. You know how to cook, Alan?
Yes.
Yeah, actually. I don't really eat or make much food at home, but breakfast is always my specialty. Alan turned up the heat from the stove and placed a pan over the top. He extended his hand out and I proceeded to give him the ingredients for our eggs. I could use this type of teamwork around. Specialty, huh? Am I in the presence of the finest breakfast chefs in town? Well, I learned from one of the best types of teachers. Oh, and who would that be? I wouldn't want to bore you with that. Give me the lore. I let out an offended noise, placing a hand on my chest in a dramatic fashion. You're not going to tell me? Come on! You can't just say that and not expect me to be intrigued. He's not gonna tell me. That's something that I noticed. Alan seems to know a lot more about me than I do him. Keep the conversation going, let it go. Nah, you about to spill the beans, sir. Being mysterious all of a sudden? I quipped, crossing my arms across my chest while Alan kept silent. I caught wind of a frown on his face. It appeared I might have touched something sensitive that Alan doesn't want to talk about. Maybe I should lay off of him. The familiar voice of Alan interrupts my thoughts. He was leaning in closer by the second. I could practically feel his breath on my face. Practically inches away. He was getting closer. He's doing it to divert my attention, but I'm gonna do it because I want to kiss him. He's cute. I know he's doing it to not talk about the situation, but I guess I'll begrudgingly accept the kiss. I pressed my lips to his and he leaned in. Alan seemed like he's been longing for it. His hand raised to my cheek, craving more. He was nearly devouring my face like a starving dog. It's getting hard to breathe. I tried to pull my lips away just for a moment to catch my breath. He smashed his lips again. I began to shudder. My hands made their way to his chest. It was a pathetic attempt to try and pry him away. The kiss was magnetic and I only wanted more. Ooh. Our hot breaths hit the other's skin. Who knew Alan could take my breath away?
Was that good?
I don't know what you guys want from me. I only let out a breathy, short laugh. I think you're rather greedy. Alan's thumb ran across my cheek affectionately. His touch felt warm and comforting. But I think I could also get used to this too. He calls us no eyes, but he does the no eye thing where he's just like, I like them. There was a pause of silence between us, but the sound of my heart beating against my chest roared through my ears. I couldn't read Alan's expression, his eyes only staring into mine. What could he be thinking about? I think we should eat now, huh? You don't want the food to get cold, I awkwardly said, writhing within Alan's arms on the counter. And sorry I didn't mention this sooner, but I have to meet up with a friend later. Oh. Alan's face seems to fall, all the joy and positivity now sucked out of him. You can come if you want. I'm sure Erica wouldn't mind. His face didn't seem to change expression, not even an eye twitch. Erica. He mumbled under his breath, carefully considering the invite. If you don't want to, then that's okay. No, I'm going. I blinked at him. Well, if you're sure. Alan smiled at me as I grabbed our plates. That was a little strange from him. I hope I didn't make him feel obligated to come with me. After some time, I was able to remember where the park actually was. I don't visit much, only came for the occasional walk. It wasn't too busy around this time. There was the occasional kid here and there. The place was often overtaken by old people feeding the pigeons or students from the campus. If I was really lucky, I would listen to some live music from music groups and get tips from the locals. I even heard about the really late night college parties being hosted, but I wasn't usually invited to any of them. The telltale signs of a party did happen. The park would be littered with those typical red Solo cups. I looked over to Alan, expecting him to have something to say, but I was met with an unpleasant look from him. Oh, now he grumpy. He seemed off. His eyes scanned around almost like he was on guard. He saw that I was looking at him and instantly smiled at me, trying to come off that he wasn't bothered at all. I nervously flashed him back a grin in return. Sleepy? I hear my name through the whole commotion of the park. There sat Erica on a bed of green grass, an intricate lacy pink blanket spread on the ground. Did she set up this study date like a picnic? She even packed snacks and drinks. Oh, she's really cute! You made it. I briefly waved at Erica as we both approached. Her usual apathetic face never faltered. even when she caught a glance at the sight of Alan. Oh, you brought a friend? She looks over to Alan. She seemed a little taken aback. In all fairness, I probably should have advised her beforehand. You don't mind, hopefully? There was an awkward pause. Erica nervously adjusted her skirt before giving a response, but she still kept a cool head. No, that's fine. But this means I didn't bring enough food to feed all 4 of us. 4? Sleepy! I heard a voice coming to my right, and I was met with a bright, cheerful face. Huh?
Hey!
Hey, Sleepy. I recognize that dorky smile from anywhere. Stu? My eyes slowly blink, and the hamster wheels in my head quickly started to turn.
You're here! It's been so long!
I stood there for a couple of seconds in complete shock. The bastard I haven't seen since high school. I couldn't help but smile at him. What the hell are you even doing here? You didn't tell me you were around. I wanted to surprise you. Isn't that cool? Erica said she knew you and agreed to invite me to the study date so we could see each other. Hesitantly agreed. Yeah. I didn't realize me and Stu were letting our conversation get in the way of the study date until Erica cut it short, clearing her throat sternly. Mind telling me that change of plans, Sleepy? Oh, right. I nervously rubbed the back of my neck and gestured to Alan, who was standing right behind me. I didn't take into account that Alan was being left out of our chit-chat and my reunion. This is Alan. We crossed paths not too long ago. As soon as I introduced him, I was met with silence. Erica and Stu looked baffled. Alan hasn't even uttered a word. Alan's voice shook me up a bit. I couldn't help but let out a nervous laugh. Pleasure. Hey. Everyone falls into an awkward silence, only the natural folly of the park filling the dead air. I have to think of a conversation starter, quick. No! Don't me, cheers! We're gonna stick with Alan because we started with Alan and I like Alan. So, Alan, I hope you don't mind me just studying. Today was probably the most boring hangout for us. Alan's face brightened up when I talked to him. It was like all of his nerves completely melted away.
I don't mind at all. Anything for you, Doe Eyes.
Don't call me that in front of other people. I'm fine. Oh, he was using that nickname still in front of the... I'm so happy that we have the same reactions. Every time, me and MC always have the same reactions. I could hear Stu muttering something to himself, but I was unable to pick up anything intelligible. It's too late at this point. Let it slide. You feel uncomfortable, correct, Alan? You liked his nickname for you. I liked it. I didn't mind it. It's no issue. I thought it was kind of cute. I looked back to Stu and Erica, who were all silently agreeing to continue with the plan of the study date. We can study for a few minutes and have the rest of the hour to finish up the assignment. How does that sound? There's that then. I look over at Alan, smiling up at him, only to be met with the unpleasant scowl. He was staring daggers at the two in front of him, but once his eyes met me, his expression softened. He's checking the boxes. Unease fell to the pit of my stomach. Usually, Alan was more or less talkative with me, but then again, he told me he never really interacted with anyone else. I'm the only one he had spoken to. Quite frankly, I thought he was kinda exaggerating. I mean, Doomsbury was a small college town. Almost everyone knew each other, even if it was through a friend of a friend. We all sat down together, all in a neat little circle. The basket of food sat perfectly in the middle. Alan sat the closest to me, dropping down to the grass and positioning his knees to his chest. I saw Erica take out some assignments in a book we had been assigned. Should I go over the lesson for you? That would be nice. Erica nodded at me, graciously placing a pencil right behind her ear while flipping through the textbook. Throughout the day, we mostly talked amongst ourselves, while Alan and Stu sat in awkward silence. I was gonna say, I feel like I feel like that's such a... Like, it's a good idea. I get it. But it's a little awkward. I looked over to Erica, noting how her fingers lightly traced over the text on the surface of the page. The book Erica was holding caught my attention. It looked rather old, the edges already fading from its original color, and the paper crinkled with every movement. So, what book did you pick for our assignment? Erica turned over the cover of the book, and I read its title. Whispers of the Hanged? The title sounded a little gruesome. Yeah, Erica. Maybe she's one of those girls. So, what's it about? The actual history of the Salem witch trials. It goes through all the grim details of what women of that time went through. The excruciating executions. That's a big barbaric, eh? There was a beat of silence. Erica gave him a look. I wasn't sure what to describe it. Was that anger, surprise, or both? I feel like I should say something, but... yeah, ease the tension. It is barbaric, but that's history, you know? I forced out a laugh, trying to get the others to join. The only one that did so was Stu. Alan simply crossed his arms and Erica remained silent, but looked down at her book. Not a fan of real-life violent crimes? Or reading it for that matter.
Good thing it's not your assignment then.
Well, so much for that plan. I did the best I could. The tension was so thick you could cut it. Hey, Sleepy! Stu waved in front of me, graciously saving me from this awkward moment. I hope you didn't replace me already. Look at you making friends. I let out a sigh of relief, and I was sure that Erica did so too. All the tension was now on Stu. If I knew him well enough, he would try his best not to appear socially awkward. Hopefully he can ramble his way out of this one. This takes me back when we used to do homework together. Remember? Oh yeah. You copied off of me. He's your pal. He's your little pal. I like him pal. You let me. And not all the time. Stu stumbled on his words and let out a pout. We would study in that old treehouse of yours. When in reality, we would watch anime. Facts. I smiled at him, memories flooding back and with so much warmth still lingering with them. I was pretty sure Stu's parents knew we weren't even studying, but they didn't stop us. They said, look at our little nerds. Let them be little nerds. Stu gave me a smile, shuffling closer to me, naturally drawn to me again. Anime? I jumped, startled by Alan speaking. Stu appeared so as well, his face going white as he looked over my shoulder. I didn't even know Alan stood right behind me, his hot breath on my neck. Back up, Alan. Give me 50 feet, G. I look like I'm a part of the group. Yeah? Do you watch it too? Alan wasn't planning on replying anytime soon. He was like an on and off switch, only replying with a little to no words as possible, and it became silent again. Every time someone tried to calm down the situation, the atmosphere would become hostile again. I'm starting to regret bringing Alan with me. Oh no. I tried to speak again.
Listen, man. I'm trying to be as friendly as I can with you.
Oh, are we getting frustrated? Stu spoke up before me. There was still some hesitation in the way he spoke. It seems like there's some beef. There seems to be some beef. We're trying. He proceeded to gesture to both him and Erica, much to her surprise.
I get that you're also a friend of theirs, and we don't have to be your friends, but throw us a freaking bone. You don't have to be here.
Hold on, why are you yelling at my friend like this? There was a beat of silence. My heart could stop right then and there. Who are you again? Do you even have plans after this whole college thing? From what I've seen, I can't really see you having a stable career. Any backup plans if that goes south?
Okay then, that's it.
Erica closed the textbook she was currently reading. I think we should call it off from here. I blinked, a little taken aback by Erica's abrupt leave. Erica? I can't concentrate like this. We can try to plan out another day to study, hopefully with no other interruptions. There was a beat of silence as Erica gave Alan a side eye. Alan only drilled holes into her in return. What is the hostilities? Without a moment to lose, Erica packed everything, but let us keep the snacks she brought. See you around, Sleepy. Later, Stu. I watched her leave, feeling a bit defeated. I'm so sad. What is happening? I guess this is my cue to leave, huh? I looked back to Stu, blades of grass falling from his pants as he patted himself down. Sorry things got out of hand. You can hang out next time when you're free. Stu gave me a reassuring smile and bid farewell. He didn't even bother to say anything to Alan. I mean, I don't blame him with how things turned out. Well, that was a disaster. I couldn't stop replaying what happened over and over in my head. Seeing Stu and Erica's faces be so upset and even unsettled. I wanted everyone to get along, but... Doe eyes. Are you mad? Alan didn't seem to get it. Yeah, I'm mad. Really? What makes you think that? I snapped at him, rubbing the bridge of my nose in frustration. I just wanted to go home, and here's Alan walking behind me like a lost dog. I didn't mean to upset you. Oh, so upsetting Erica and Stu was with intent, right? He winced as we both reached for the door at the front of my house. Well, you did invite me. He spoke in a mumbling, soft tone. Alan looked down at the ground, anxiously hitting it with the tip of his shoe. His eyes looked at me, like if I just kicked a puppy. Ugh. He had a point. I did drag him to the park. But how was I supposed to know he would have pulled a stunt like that? I felt like Erica was beginning to enjoy my company. Stu was there for me after so long. Was this whole thing my fault?
They shouldn't have left you.
Huh?
They left you. I know I'm not the best to be around other people, but that doesn't mean they can leave you behind when things get intense.
He's kind of right. I know he's gaslighting me to heck. But he's kind of right. I didn't. I stared at him. And as he did so with me, it only hit me that unlike Stu and Erica, he stood by my side. I'm still upset, just a bit less on him. I don't know why I didn't expect him, a woodsman all isolated by himself in some cabin, wouldn't get along with other people. Then, why is it when I interact with him, he's so easy to talk to? I sighed. Mind if I stay? Whatever. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some extra blankets and a pillow for you. Oh, you don't have to, do eyes. I can't leave you pillowless, Alan. Besides, I'm kinda cold. Oh. I quickly ran upstairs to my bedroom, leaving Alan by his lonesome for now. Luckily for him, my bed was swarmed with multiple blankets and pillows. It was like my own little comfortable nest where I could rot away. Mood. I picked up a decently thick, cozy blanket and a pillow, bundling up in my arms, the corners dragging across the floor as I awkwardly made my way downstairs again. I couldn't even see the steps from the stairs with this blanket wrapped around me, like some sort of cocoon, but I managed to make it out alive. Alan gave me a smile, still sitting on my couch, looking like a dog waiting for its owner. Let's throw it at him. Hey Alan, think fast. I threw my pillow at him with all the force I've got. I expected him to be caught off guard and watch him be hit on the face. However, to my shock, he quickly caught the pillow with his hand. I knew he was gonna do that. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. He's shifty. He's shifty. However, to my shock, Alan quickly caught the pillow with his hand. A soft hit sound could be heard from his palm. Alan simply gave me a smile after placing the pillow on his lap. Thank you, Doe, he said, cheekily sticking his tongue out. Boo! I plopped myself beside him on the couch, throwing the blanket across the couch. It slowly landed on both me and Alan, taking its warmth. Now it was just us. Opposite sides of the couch in the cozy glow from the TV. In silence. Yeah. Just us. Hey. Hey. I smiled warmly at him, but there was a dreadful, awful silence between us. My eyes wandered off, panicking on what to say next. It's been a while since I've watched some TV. Thankfully, Alan brought up a topic. Same, I haven't sat down in my living room and watched something in a while. I heard something shuffle from the couch. He was getting closer. You know, we kind of having a Netflix and chill session. I don't know where this is about to lead. How much chill are we about to do? I nervously laughed, scratching the side of my cheek. What's that? Alan looked at me with those big, confused eyes of his. You don't know? Alan shook his head, leaving me dumbfounded. I guess that makes some sense. He lives in the woods. He wasn't exactly someone I would take to understand modern slang, but he must have some knowledge, right? God, now I had to explain what that means. Dang. You walked yourself into this. Well, it's like a thing people do. It's sort of a casual date or hookup thing, you know? That was a terrible explanation, Sleepy. So, do you want to call this a date? I mean, it's on the casual side, like you said. If it's too casual or something, we can just say we were hanging out. I could only look at him, too stunned to speak, but I sensed he was waiting for a response, for me to hit at something more. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Alan tilted his head to the side like a confused dog. He had his whole focus on me. He shifted closer. Well, think about it. I gave it some thought, huddling my legs together. I was hesitant to answer. What could I even say to him? I wasn't even sure how to feel about this situation. Alan just walked into my life and he was just kinda here now. Like a pesky stray following me around and refusing to leave. I occasionally look back to Alan, those hopeful puppy-like eyes staring back at me. Oh, stop it. You stop it, you cutie patootie. I can't put my finger on it. It gets hard to befriend people as you get older, especially when you don't have a group to back you up. Hey, you know what I did? Slid in DMs twice. I did it twice now. And I made friends. Here's your PSA to slide into those DMs of that person you want to be your friend. As I spoke, I didn't face him. My eyes stayed glued to the ground, piecing together whatever my mind thought of. But having someone like you immediately click feels freeing. There was a beat of silence before I felt some weight shifting on the other side. The next thing I knew, I was being pushed down on my back. Alan slowly creeping towards me. Alan! That's a good thing, right? He had me cornered. The most I could do was just lie there, stunned. I'm stunned. I'm stunned for us.
I could get rid of everything for you, Doe. If you let me.
I swallowed nervously. I couldn't speak. Like something was stuck in my throat. His eyes pierced mine. It was almost uncanny that I couldn't guess what he was thinking. What should I even say? It felt like an eternity of nothing but silence, and my heart beating like a drum. I wanted to stay quiet, as if silence would take me out of this situation. Well, but Alan is not letting go without an answer. Okay, first of all, let him surprise you? What does that mean? First of all, how are you gonna push me down onto my couch? Like, I didn't actually want you to do it. I'm not gonna stay silent. Say that you like it. Let him surprise you? What does that mean? Is curiosity gonna kill the cat? I think it is. I'm gonna let curiosity kill the cat. I don't know. Surprise me. He hummed.
With pleasure, doe eyes.
What's this mean, Alan? I'm scared. So, just so everybody knows, I do in fact have a Patreon for grown-ups. I also have a Patreon just regular for all my friendly, fun, cozy needs. But we do have a Patreon for grown-ups with grown-up things in the grown-up parts of these games. If you would like to see those, link is in the description. I'll also put it somewhere because editor Sleepy is amazing and I love her. If y'all see this, y'all see it. If you don't, love you. Swiftly, Alan took hold of my legs and pulled them closer to him, letting himself be entrapped between my legs. He dove straight onto my mouth, hungry for a kiss. It was desperate and needy. Alan clung to me like his life depended on it, and I didn't try to pull away. I couldn't help but find it intoxicating. I can barely breathe. Alan! I gasped out to breathe some air, leaving Alan breathing heavily and looking at me, those eyes gawking at me like fresh meat starved. Immediately, Alan attacked the crook of my neck, peppering kisses and nibbling my sensitive skin. Then he bit down. Ooh! I let out a yawn. Thanks. I really needed that, actually. We both sat in peaceful silence again. The TV softly drowned out our surroundings and our eyes began to grow heavy. I felt soft kisses to my jaw trailing up to my cheek.
I'm looking forward to next time. Good night, doe eyes.
End of day 2. All right. So that was, first of all, okay, no, hold on. All right. So that was our first go through of my Dear Hatchet Man. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. First of all, I'm very happy that I waited to play because this 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I loved it. I adored it. It was, the story kept you hooked on it. It was compelled. The pacing was good. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. As always, I definitely put the link in the description. So if you enjoyed yourself, you enjoyed watching the video, go ahead and give the game a nice little review so the creators can know that we enjoy their projects and that we adore their projects. Give them their props. Give them their flowers. So Alan, I know he marks all the boxes, and I know y'all know that I know that I know that y'all know that we know that I know that we know that I know that you know that we know. that he is definitely hitting all those boxes that I always am weak for. So this was only the first playthrough. We're going to go back in another video, I promise, to get some of the other little nitbits and tidbits to see what other kind of things happens when we make different decisions. But this is already an hour and a half, so I'm going to go ahead and let myself go to sleep. But I really love this game. We're definitely revisiting. And if you enjoyed yourself, I highly recommend that you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification button if you would like to see more of my debaucherous cackling, crying, and laughing. And as always, thank you so much for spending time with me. I love seeing your face. I love having you here. I love being oh so sleepy and oh so cozy. And remember that day by day, moment by moment, we are blossoming like a flower of lavender, calm, collected, and fragrant. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. He was intense in the best way. Ooh.